Okay, so we got the Google Pixel 11 Pro Fold. I feel like that's honestly such a mouthful, but we got some leaks on that today. We got what it's going to look like, the two most likely colors it'll come in, also specs. I know in previous videos I act like I'm like not a specs guy, but I'm going to read the specs off. Might as well do it. Yeah, let's take a look here. It's going to be the Google Pixel 11 Pro Fold. We got the specs, colors that's expected to launch in. So yeah, let's get into it. I mean, it's really, as far as the design, it's going to be, I mean, pretty much identical to last year's model as far as dimensions and everything like that. It's going to retain the same premium build, which Pixel, I mean, they do a great job of it, honestly. I feel like that design was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't, I could put a picture up here, but as far as comparing it to the Z Fold 7, it really wasn't like, definitely was thicker, obviously, but it wasn't like incredibly like chonky where like you couldn't carry it around. So I feel like it was a good size. And you know, it's kind of weird, not to keep ranting about this, but it's weird how they started out Pixel with the passport style fold, and now it's like they kind of, they not kind of, I mean, they went away from that. Like Samsung, like that's kind of their main fold that they're coming out with this year is obviously the wide. It's just going to be called the Z Fold 8, but it's the wide one, the shorter, wider one. Like Apple's doing that same passport style. So it's kind of weird that Google. I mean, Google just stuck to kind of the like. It looks like a normal slab style phone on the outside, so taller and like pretty wide, and then it's a good form factor. I mean, credit to them for staying to it. But yeah, to get into that, I mean, 8-inch inner screen and 6.4-inch outer display. So I mean, yeah, 6.4 inches of the outer display. I mean, that's, like I said, like a standard slab phone. It'll have Android 17 and Gemini Intelligence, of course. I've been messing around with, it's kind of fun, the Gemini, I think it's how you say Omnia, maybe, if that's how you pronounce it, but that's been fun to mess around with, like generating random videos with pictures, like of me and my wife, or like me and my family. Or even my cat. That's like, it's just fun to dabble with and mess around with. Um, so yeah, of course, Gemini will be on there better than ever. It's going to be powered by Google's own Tensor G6 and the Titan M3 security chip for high efficiency AI tasks. Which that sounds, I feel like I know Tensor. Maybe we'll get Jimmy. Was it Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel? Tensor at their last event. I forget. I always get them confused. I think it's Jimmy Fallon. Yeah, Jimmy Fallon's the one who was there for that. But I always get those two names confused. But anyway, I feel like they get a lot of slack for their Tensor chip, but I feel like it's getting better and better. And like for normal day tasks, even like playing games, like we've seen Genshin Impact, which is a high volume game, played on their older chips. Last year's chip. It's played well, and I feel like the Tensor, not Gensor, the Tensor G6 chip will be just, I feel like it'll keep getting better and better. And then they also are going to have that Titan M3 I mean, they're going to be crushing on the AI, honestly. That is the one thing about Google. Like, I've said it before, I do have an iPhone, but like in Apple's new Siri is going to be, they did a partnership with Google. So it's like, you know, they're using their models but we'll have to see. I mean, as of now, like Apple's AI is a joke and Google's definitely way on top, and it looks like 100 times zoom capabilities through machine learning for photos and videos. That'll be cool if you're into zoom. If you need to zoom in really far, that's pretty dope. Cinematic blur, gaining support for 4K 30 FPS. I don't really care about that, to be honest. Slightly different though. This is like a look. I guess it'll look a little different on the outside. So slightly different camera module design with the flash and microphone now inside the pill-shaped cutout. So that will be a difference maker from the previous. I mean, a little very slight one. More advanced M16 display material. So I'm assuming, I mean, that could be anywhere from maybe like the pixel under the display, or like, touching more of the outer, I don't know how to describe this, like maybe it's lifted up more, so it almost feels like you're touching the pixels even more, if that makes sense. And then of course 2 color options will be green and black, is what this article shows. From the rumors, they're saying it should be called Midnight and Pine, in which we can actually throw up a couple of these images here that I have. I reimagined them with Gemini. Like I said, I've been playing around with it. The initial image is from OnLeaks and Android Headline, but this just kind of gives you a good look. I mean, Midnight's going to be pretty much. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. I feel like black with phones is super sleek. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. So that, Midnight's going to be a black color. And they made two different kinds of for pine, because I feel like it might lean darker, it might lean lighter, it might lean in the middle, but that kind of just gives you the idea. I mean, it'll be a nice green regardless. If I was going to pick one, I'd go with the green one for sure. This article, it's actually going to be by Phone Arena. It looks like the writer, I'm probably going to butcher her name, but it's Iskra Petrova. I might have said that okay. I usually butcher people's names, though, to be honest, but that's who the article is pieced together by and written by. As far as expected release timeline, it looks like it'll be announced together with the other Pixel 11 phones on August 12th of, obviously, 2026. Now getting back to the specs of the phone, all of those ones I read off are what's going to be different from the previous year. So those are kind of the main ones that stand out to me. Since the phone is going to be pretty similar, those are the main ones I kind of wanted to touch base on. But it does look like, I mean, it's going to be I don't even know if it'll be noticeable, maybe a little bit, but it is going to be a little bit thinner. So in its folded state, it's said to be just 10.1 millimeters thick. That's down from 10.8 millimeters on the 10 Pro Fold. So again, not much of a difference. And in an unfolded state, it's said to be 4.8 millimeters. The Pixel 10 Pro Fold was 5.2 millimeters. So a little bit of a difference, but like I said earlier, I mean, it's going to be pretty similar to what it was last year as far as the size and everything like that. And this is kind of cool too. This just kind of further confirms that the pine color, and also looks like it could be midnight or even called midnight haze. But this is alleged wallpapers that are going to be for this phone. So we can thumb through these. That's obviously gonna match the midnight one. These next two are gonna match pine, and that last one would be midnight for that. Let's see, anything else? Kind of like I said, just kind of wanted to touch base on the main things for the display. Looks like last year's 10 Pro Fold, 3000 peak brightness. Same thing that's going to be for the 11 Pro Fold, so it'll have the same brightness. And again, same dimensions for the screen, which I think it's a great design, really. I mean, it's a tall and also wide outer display, so you really can't beat that. So as far as with battery, which is interesting, there's some patents that have leaked, and it looks like Google is exploring the possibility of having removable batteries. But it also, with patents, I mean, they obviously don't always come true. So it may not happen this year. So if that doesn't happen, I mean, I'd expect, just like last year, anywhere from around 5,015 milliamps. So yeah, just skimming back through this article, I mean, I feel like we covered the main specs and differences from what, previous year. We got the two colors out of the way of what that's pretty much confirmed to be, and also it was cool seeing a couple of the wallpapers also to confirm that. But yeah, guys, till next time, peace.